So viewers, friends, welcome to the third volleyball match, the first of the male contingents. That's volleyball, and of course, MonaMedia is bringing you the live action, the live coverage of the match. Javon Key is present here, Mr. Ocean Grant, our analyst, bringing the ball-by-ball coverage. So the match isn't quite started yet, but just wanted to get the expectations for this match. You would have given it earlier for the match, which would have just been, not too long concluded for the ladies with Open Campus and UWI Mona. So remind the viewers of the projections that you would have for this match coming up, Mr. Grant.
Well, I'm expecting for the Mona team to win this game. I'm not sure whether or not it will be an easy win for them. I haven't played against anybody from this Open Campus team. It seems like a very big team, very tall players. It's just about moving the ball is round. It's about reducing the errors, and if it is that the Open Campus team can manage that, likewise for the Mona team, and give us a quick game, that will be great. The game is already going to be fast because it is a male game, and the ball moves faster when the males are playing.
All right, so it's a best-of-5 competition for those just joining us. And it's day 4 action of UWI Games 2019. And it's being held right here at the UWI Mona campus. Volleyball competition taking place, males, Open Campus, and UWI.
A number of persons have joined us since we were last on air. I see Mr. Rootlin is here, former guild president of the Open Campus and also the current guild manager for the Open Campus. We also have Ms. Laverne King, former vice president of the guild and humanities representative. And I saw Mr. Howard Brown earlier, who twice served as president for the Open Campus Guild.
All right, so lots of persons have made their way here to spectate, and the female team also present, members of the female team who would have not too long played, they are present as well, giving their support to the gentlemen. So we're asking that you ensure you follow us on our different social media platforms, the UWI Games 2019. Ensure also that you drop us a comment. Ensure that you have subscribed to our channel here. It's UWI MonaMedia. Share it with a friend, share it with a family member. Ensure that you follow us, and we'll keep giving you the action day by day for all the indoor events. Football has been going on. Football should now be ending. That was St. Augustine and Cave Hill who would have been playing. Oh. We don't have the scores for you, but that was when the competition is taking place. It's a bit overcast here. Very cool afternoon into evening here in St. Andrew, Jamaica. So the volleyball match is about to get underway. Good crowd here present, and of course Open Campus and their spectators here bringing the vibe as usual.
The referee has signaled for 6 to take the court. Our first referee for the first male match is Seymour. The second official is Waugh. Not knowing the statistics from the Open Campus team, but we see Mr. Shabar James from the Mona team, the number 19, who recently represented the national junior team and had his first senior call-up just the other day. You see Mr. Cash, who represented Bahamas, Mr. Davoy Palmer, who played at national junior team, Tevara Clark, who played national junior, the libero, Mr. Karim Mag, who's a national junior player. And we also see we have Gerard, who plays junior for the Barbados team, and the setter, Mr. Kamar Sigri, who played national juniors, and I played it at the senior level as well. So the Mona team is a very big team in terms of experience. Just hope they can translate it into play-by-play ball action this afternoon.
Indeed, we do hope so. I mean, it is their home. They are the home team, UWI Mona, so lots of expectation.
The captain, Mr. Davoy Palmer and Tevara Clark are the only 2 members from the UWI Mona team that would have played on the championship team in Barbados. One is playing right side and the other is an outside attacker. Much is expected from them. The man called Cash, who's a middle blocker, played for the Open Campus team in those games. Not the St. Augustine team, I should say, in those games. But now he's playing for the Mona team.
So, split allegiances there. But clearly he would
serve. Serves an excellent pass here from the Open Campus. The first ball of the day. First point goes to UWI Mona. A double there from the setter. Was trying to set the right side. Well, he was setting on the right side, but it's the power attacker that is hitting on that side at the moment. Free ball. Karim Mag. Davai Palmer.
So some good plays there by both sides at the moment.
There's a net. There's a visit from the open campus team. The middle blocker just visited there while trying to stuff block the ball. That's also a violation, as long as you interfere with the play. That's a lift from the open campus team. Score 3-0. Mr. Sigri is still serving. There was a lift on the play. Good block there from Mr. Cash. Ball set. Not sure what is wrong, but the setter is sure not synchronizing with the attackers. And the first big spike of the afternoon there delivered by Mr. Cash. I'm not sure Shavar James is ready to play. He signals to Sigri that one is on him.
No, it isn't.
Open campus to receive. And it's an ace serve. A little boogie right off the net top. Back in the day, if you serve the ball and it touched the net, while serving, you had to serve over the ball. But now, it's allowed. The game has evolved.
And spoken from a man who's been playing for quite some time, from 2003 to now, the seasoned man himself, Mr. O'Shane Grant. So the score is 5-0 in favor of Mona.
And Mr. Sigrid dips his shoulder just now when serving that ball and serve the ball right in the net. So it's 1-5 open campus to serve. The number 9 will serve. And they're using the 6-2 rotation. Good serve. Received there by the libero. Mr. Sigri had to fix that pass. Wasn't the best of pass coming from the libero. Shavar James with the dink. 6-1. Good serve, good pass. Ball set on the right side. And that was a good kill there from the open campus. Set the ball on the right side. Instead of going directly for the court, he went for the fingers. It worked out for him. Mona couldn't reply. Middle blocker to serve. Number 6, the setter. Number 9, the outside attacker for the open campus team, have been doing very well so far in receiving the ball, but the number 12 would have been their best receiver so far. Tavares Clark there jamming that one into the block. The open campus blocker tried significantly to recover that ball. Wasn't to be. Cash to serve. He sends that one flying outside. And we see these teams having a number of serving errors, especially these big teams. I wonder if it is that they just believe they could just put their hand on the ball and a point will be delivered.
That's the question we'd have to ask them. Only they can respond to that.
Well, they have a serve to respond to. The man that went for the fingers and scored. And that's a good serve to Tavares Clark. Ball set to the boy, and that's a double. And the referee Seymour calls the lift on Kamar Sigri, his first setting error of the evening. Open campus to serve. Shavar. Gerard with the stuff block there. Sigri did try to run his middle just now, but the ball was set low. The first technical timeout. The service with the Mona campus. Davai Palmer is the next server. The open campus is keeping pace with this game. They just need to get a rhythm. Force Mona to make those errors.
Certainly
Points
so.
will come.
So the first technical timeout, 8-4. The score is in favor of Mona. This is the first round, and it's in favor of Mona. It's best of five, a best of five competition, so the team with the most sets will come out the victor and move on.
The constant so far this evening is the tambourine. For every single game you hear the tambourine. And the tambourine is...
And that's because Open Campus has been in every game so far, and Miss Esther, who represents the Open Campus, has ensured that she's here to give them the vibe. I'm wondering what's so special about that tambourine. Who knows? That might be a special tambourine bringing the vibes for the Open Campus.
It may be a part of an army. We don't know.
I see the tambourine army.
Setter there just now.
That's a different realm. Let's get back to the court action. Volleyball is what we're talking about here.
And the setter going a while ago for a cheap play, a little cheeky play right there, but it didn't quite work out. The boy to serve. He sends that one flying outside. Normally a very strong server. He won't be a part of the passing unit unless something is going terribly wrong over there. The primary passers are the outside attackers. Tavares Clark, Shavar James, and the libero himself, Mr. Karim Mag. The best pass for the Open Campus serves. He sends across a good serve. The libero shanks the ball. Not sure what the setter from the Open Campus was protesting just now. Or the coach was quick to tell him it was actually in the court. And good touch. The first official did not make the call. He was looking for confirmation from the second referee. The second referee indicated that the ball was flush inside, and if the ball, well, the point is with Mona, so it was a good line shot there from Mr. Clark. Not a very good receiving there. And that's a double. The number 12, I don't understand why the coach has been so livid at him at the moment. He has been receiving very well. And again, we see these big teams doing the same error time and time again, serving the ball outside, serving the ball in the net. If you can't serve, you're not giving the team a chance. Your first scratch, your first chance at winning is serving. That's the only time you get to be an individual player.
The expert wisdom once more being delivered to you by O'Shane Grant. So 6-12, the score is in favor of Mona at the moment.
I'm seeing with us, I'm also seeing Mr. John Elite, the current vice president of the Guild of Students.
We should bring Mr. Leith into the commentary. Is he much of a volleyball player, though? That's a big question.
Well, Calabar is not known for volleyball, you know. And you saw a while ago where the setter created the net space for the middle blocker who was hitting on the right side. Even though he didn't hit the ball flush in the court, a point is a point. But that's what I'm telling you about. The setup, splitting those blocks, giving you the chance to get to go one-on-one. You get a block chance to hit one-on-one, you should score. Morris Sealy to serve. Excellent pass from the Open Campus. Tavares Clark deep on the back line. Davai Palmer. Excellent block there coming from the number 8. Excellent block there. The barrier was very casual with the spike, and he got a casual block right back at his toe. And that is a massive block from the man himself, Kamar Sigri, but he would not have been in that position if the libero, Mr. Karim Mag, had done his job properly to not overpass the ball. But still the serve is with them. And I keep telling you about this number 12. He receives the ball very well. Can't double on the first wall. Good set. Karim to defend. Ball is out there. And that's an excellent shot. That's brilliant. Everybody's expecting the big swing. That's an excellent play.
Indeed, and certainly the crowd is agreeing with you. Big uproar there for that action just now. But what would you advise for the UWI campus? Well, let me not go UWI, being that especially that you're a UWI Mona man and you would have played with the UWI team. So let me start with the open campus first. What would you advise that the open campus team tweaks as they go along?
Well, they're passing the ball, they're serving the ball, they're not blocking, they need to fix that. And their floor work in terms of defending the ball, that needs to improve significantly. And that was an excellent block. And that's a net there from the captain, Davoy Farmer. He nets that wall there.
And it's time for the second technical timeout.
And there seems to be a little confusion over there on the Mona side of the net. So as I was saying, it's just the floor work. Just keep the ball from falling on the floor. Play some mean defense, and when you get time to swing, don't be timid about it. Swing as hard as possible. Just get it in the court.
So actually,
be brave.
The scores have been changed 15-9. Not quite the second technical timeout.
And that's the second passing error from the libero. Excellent attack there from the C position. He goes outside to Mr. Palmer. Mr. Palmer rolls the ball in the net quite casually. And I do think the Mona team is taking the open campus team very lightly. And if they don't mind, the open campus will open wounds that the UWI campus Mona campus may never be able to close.
So 15-10 now. Open campus serving. Good serve there by number 9. And it's out. So it's now the second technical timeout actually has begun in favor of Mona campus. Score is at 16-10 at the moment. 16-10 the scores. So I want to bring Mr. Leith into the action. Let's see if we can have a word from Janoy. At the moment, Janoy is the vice president here at the UWI Mona campus. And we want to get a few words from Janoy Leith. He's sitting comfortably on the court here. So Mr. Leith, talk to us. UWI Mona Media, everybody is live and paying attention to the match. What's your take so far? Mona against Open Campus.
Well, so far it's a good match. Open Campus is putting up a really great fight. As you can see, it's 10-16. I really feel like Mona still have this, so it's still Mona for me.
So Mr. Leith is an athletic man. Have you ever tried your hand at volleyball?
Actually have. I do have a bit of knowledge about volleyball. I really love watching this sport. But to play it, it takes a lot. So I think I'll stick to tracks.
So, and indeed, Mr. Leith is a track and field man from the Great Calabar. I mean, I should apprehensively say the Great Calabar, but I mean, they do deserve some touting for their multiple year victory. Except they were disappointed this year. Kingston College dethroned them, but I'm guessing that they're going to come back around. So Mr. Leith, you should join us for the commentary here, live.
I'm sure. Sure,
so Mr. Leith is going to join us. O'Shane Grant actually is our other commentator. So John Leith, the man himself, is going to join us for the commentary as we bring the ball-by-ball action to you. So we're going to bring it back to the court. We're going to have O'Shane now giving us some more ball-by-ball coverage, and then Janoy is going to also pipe in. So 17-10 the score is at the moment in favor of Mona.
Big set. And the B attack coming from Shabar James normally scores very well from the B, which he did just now. And that's the thing with the Mona team. There are a number of persons who the setter can give the ball to score and he can expect a point. The Open Campus team has been doing very well so far. Receiving, that's an excellent pass. And the Mona team is playing very, very cautious here. Mr. Davoy Palmer. And you don't see the Mona team swinging as you saw them in the warm-up. Is it because the game is not as fast or the game is not as intense? But they're being very casual about it. Well, the score is not casual score. It's just modest leading. The Open Campus just need to get the rhythm, get in the game, and do what they do best and fight. They're a fighting team.
So let me bring Genoa into this one, Genoa. So you've been watching for, you came in probably about the latter part of the first half, well, before we got to the technical timeout, the second technical timeout. Give us an idea as to the technical side of things, how you think the Open Campus is playing. I'm not going to ask you to comment on Mona first. I'm asking you to comment on Open Campus first. So tell us what technically, what you think is sound for them and what's not so sound.
Well, for them, I realize their strong point is the serving aspect of the whole game. And I realize that they have a bit of a good blocker. But everything else, in comparison to Mona, they're a bit slower. So that's what Mona is capitalizing on to basically win this game.
Well, so he's calling it already. So I'm going to ask you, Jonah, give us the weak points you're seeing on the Mona side. What should they tighten up on to even probably have a stronger victory?
For me, I think they're not as focused as what I'm used to seeing. I think maybe they're taking this game a little bit too easy, and that is what's causing them to be basically where they are now.
All right. So let's have some more ball-by-ball commentary by Mr. Grant.
And you see just now, there was an play there coming out that leave the Open Campus coach quite upset. But the ball isn't dead until it hits the floor. And the Open Campus team almost stopped playing. But the kill actually came from the middle of the court. And that's an ace. I think that is the first ace of the afternoon in this males competition. Right into position one, into the corner, into the apex. Very hard to pass. But on a rule in passing is that you never stop following the ball. And that's the second passing error from the 12. Now, one will only have to wonder why is it just now that the setter didn't block the ball when he was coming across the net. Even though he didn't quite make it, it's because he's in backcourt. Should he have blocked the ball, it would have been a violation. And Shavar delivers yet another serve in the net. The number 12 from the Open Campus could develop as an excellent player. He has excellent ball control in terms of receiving the ball. The number 8, excellent pass here from Karim Mag. And Mr. Cash coming there with a big kill. The crowd seems to love the big kill, but you do get 1 point for a big kill and 1 point for a small tip. It's 1 point, no matter how hard you swing. Tambourine still loud. Big set. The net muscled him a while ago. He was expecting for Davoy to put up the fight, but the net, Annette, was better.
All right.
I'm hearing comments and understand that the number 8 from the Open Campus team should be sub, but at this moment, he is the one holding the team together. He's the anchor. He may need to divert some of the sets from going so closer to the net, but he's a setter. Unless there is somebody else on the bench that can set, you are stuck with that setter.
All right, so you're hearing it from the expert analyst himself. He's been playing since 2003, Mr. O'Shane Grant. So one set in favor of Mona at the moment. Open Campus has some regrouping to do. We want to give a shout out to all those viewing here. Drop us a comment, please. 58 persons on our live at the moment. We see a number of persons bring up the Pelicans. Miss Aiko Jones also present here. And we're seeing a number of other comments to drop us something you want us to say. If you want us to shout you out, please pipe in, tune in. And we want to bring in Mr. John Elite once more. So he keeps saying that he's not a player, but he's a player. So I'm trying to hand at it a little bit, but track and field is his specialty. But as an almost player then, what would be your mindset at the moment going into the next set on either side?
All right, so for me, I think OC needs to find somebody who can basically increase their speed. And for Mona, as if you have heard Mr. Grant a while ago, they need to find some way to not try to basically force the ball over or to try to get a quick victory. They need to get calm, not be too complacent, not be complacent at all, I should say, and just get this in the back.
All right, so you would have heard Coach Grant giving some instructions just now. Or not quite instructions, but some recommendations to Team Mona. So I'm going to put you on the spot now. What if you were to shout to Team Open Campus as you just did to Mona, what would you say to them?
Swing the ball, spike the ball, get the ball in the court, and start playing some mean defense. Make Mona fight for it.
All right, so you've heard Coach Grant, seasoned player or resident analyst on the ball, on the play, and we're going to head into the next set, one set in favor of Mona at the moment. They're regrouping, they're coming, and we'll see if Open Campus will continue to put up a substantial fight to see if they can get one set in the basket in this other side of the competition.
I know you're trying to get Mark Blake to come in the commentary box. However, he is now standing as a line judge. I don't know how his emotions managing with this, because I know he very much loves his old team. He played on that team in Barbados. And the other line judge, the man called Petra, he played intercollegiate volleyball for the UTEC Knights, but he plays his club volleyball for UWI Mona. Excellent serve. And that's a net violation there from the Open Campus. Kamar Sigri to serve. Karim seems to have some fans. And Gerard hitting that ice cream off the top of the net. The man who loves to make this phrase, love the vibes.
So number 25 on the Mona side. Strong serve by him there.
The most senior member of that team. Good dig. Ball's going to go outside as expected, double. And they would have already gotten the point from the double, but that would have been a stuff block for Tevar. And we here seeing the Mona supporters cheering on the Open Campus team as well. Could this be indicative of the fact that they believe they are going to win? The ball is inside. I can see it from here, flush in, even without my glasses. So I'm not sure what the Open Campus defender defending position 5 is thinking, but you should always follow the ball. You should always be standing on the line. I hear the Miss King saying is the coach that made the call, but the coach is not on the court playing. The coach isn't playing. The coach is on the sideline. At this particular time, the only thing the coach can do is talk. The most power you have is to sub you.
And it's coming from our almost coach himself, Mr. O'Shane Grant. So one
to serve. He serves position 6. The setter sets. Number 12 tries to lob the ball across the net, but it ends up in the top of the tape.
Let me bring Janoy into the picture at the moment. What do you think is happening with Open Campus? The energy was up initially, but then all of a sudden they seem somewhat disheartened. I'm not sure. What do you think is happening on that side?
I wouldn't necessarily say disheartened, but maybe fatigue, given that they seem to have a tad bit older side than the Mona campus, and given that they're not a landed campus, they might not have as much training sessions as the Mona campus do. And because of this, they might not have the amount of endurance that Mona has.
So that's a recurring phenomenon, a recurring conversation that keeps coming up for every competition that we have had with the Open Campus playing. And it is indeed a true concern, because I mean, for example, I think the netball team, they were saying that they only met for the first time together 2 days prior to the start of the championships, and I'm assuming that a similar kind of situation would have been for the team on the court. Now, what do you think can be done to change that, if anything?
Well, I don't think anything can be done in the short term, but for the next upcoming UWI Games, what they can do is start a 2-year plan. So they can start the training sessions from throughout the 2 years. Have some vantage point that they can do, like some form of meeting up and so on. Have persons training. If you have, say, 2 team members from a same country, you can have them train in that country, and then hopefully by the time you guys meet up, they will be able to have some kind of chemistry to work together.
All right. So that's a strong recommendation there from Mr. Gill, Vice President, almost volleyball player, Genoa Elite, and we're at the first technical timeout in this round 2, 1 set in favor of UWI Mona, and Open Campus trying to make their way up. They're on 2 points at the moment. So those are the scores. If you're just joining us, welcome to our live coverage of the second volleyball match. So it is Mona against Open Campus at the moment, and we are asking you to drop us a few comments. Please drop us some comments. We'll be more than happy to give you a shout out. 60 persons tuned in here, and we're happy to have you, Miss Aiko Jones, very much present. So please drop us some comments. Drop us something you want to shout out to the player. We have, you know, very loud mouths in the building who will be willing to pass on that information to the teams on the court. So stay tuned.
And I do think I was just about to say that 30 seconds has been elapsed for quite some time now. I see Miss Rutlin Matthias letting me know that she is watching me, and I'm watching her too. Just a pity that she is not playing and she's not coaching any of the teams, but she has done her part. She has served the Open Campus well, both as a student advocate and as an administrator. Gerard to serve, Maris Seeley, the man that says, I love the vibes. And it flies outside, but the Open Campus team not communicating effectively and still ended up playing the ball. It was traveling. That serve had a visa, and it did take off. Seeley to serve. Will he fix the serve? He changed the serve, and that's a double. And
so Mr. Grant giving some aviation lingo there in the volleyball game. Flight certainly taken by the ball. 10-2 the scores at the moment.
Seeley to serve. He enjoys serving between position 1 and position 6. He switches and he serves out to position 5. And Mona is chipping away. They keep pushing the point. 11-2. The timeout is taken. Rutlin wish she could go and say something to her team, but I'm not sure there's much Rutlin could say to her team at this moment other than cheer on the team. I'm not hearing the tambourine, so it seems as if the Open Campus tambourine has gone silent.
I'm wondering where Esther is, our resident tambourine player, tambourine noisemaker. I'm not sure where Esther is currently, but if she was here, we would definitely be hearing the tambourine. Oh, and I think we've spoken too soon. Esther has certainly made herself present. We're hearing the tambourine at the moment. Not as strongly as you would have heard it before, but Esther is very much here. So a timeout called there by Team Open Campus, and the coach would have been telling them, well, we presume giving them some advice as to how to regroup and come to better close the gap between them and Mona. So 11-2 the scores at the moment, and we are in set number 2. Mr. Grant?
Maris Seeley. That one flies outside. And he didn't have a good contact a while ago with the ball. Very poor contact with the ball just now. It's 3-11. At this particular time, the Open Campus just needs to get the ball in the court, put up some blocks, and keep the ball from falling on their side. Good serve. Tevario. Cash hitting the ball flush off the top of the block. set out the dig set. The 7 spikes the ball in the bottom of the net.
So as
The open campus is trying. They're trying.
And as this section goes underway, we have someone from St. Vincent's shouting out the open campus team. So that's Malcolm Edwards from St. Vincent. Giving them a big shout out, particularly to the number 9, the crowd. And he's suggesting that they should be doing more attacking and defense. What say you to that?
Well, they definitely need to do some more attacking. Definitely. And Mr. James bounced that one in the court. They need to do that. But you cannot do more attacking if you're not passing the ball. And when you pass the ball, must set the ball for you to do the attacking. Everything connects. That's why it's a team sport. You can't want the ball to swing if it is that you're not passing the ball for it to be swung. And the supporters are saying the open campus coach needs to make some changes, bring in some fresh legs, try something. The unit that is currently working isn't doing the job, that's what they're saying. And the captain for the Mona team lets that one fly. And I don't think that serve landed as yet. It is still traveling. He must be disappointed himself for that serve. The number 12 from the open campus to serve. He sends across a good serve. However, it seems as if they are trading airfare. It's just who can allow the ball to fly further, and we're at our second timeout. There are a number of things that need to be changed. The Mona campus need to fix the service error that they're having. The open campus also need to fix the service error. They need to get some passes going up to the setter, and when the setter get those passes, he needs to ensure that he delivers a good set, and a good set results in an excellent finish.
So ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, it is not a discussion about planes. You're hearing lots of things about flight, but talking about the flight of the ball in this, the volleyball match taking place with open campus against UWI Mona. So I want to bring in Janoy at the moment. So it's the second set in favor of Mona. Clearly you're not disappointed, Mr. Vice President of the Mona Guild. But again, give me your take on the match, separate and apart from you being happy that Mona is ahead.
Well, as you can see, OC is moving a lot slower than they had started. Mona is doing a bit more rotational play than OC. They're switching players, ensuring that they have enough fresh legs on the pitch. But OC, for some reason, don't have that depth in their squad, so maybe that's why they haven't been doing as much switching. But I think that's something that they need, because it's really showing right now the amount of fatigue that they're facing, where each player is basically slowing down.
All right, so somewhat of some issues with possibly fitness being recognized here by our volleyball almost analyst, near player. He knows enough to comment on the game, certainly so. So bringing it back over to Mr. Grant now, or seasoned analyst.
Now the score is 18-4. Mr. James to serve. I'm looking and I'm seeing Mr. Delford Morgan is also in the house, who is the current captain for the men's senior team, and he also captains the UWI Mona club team. So at the moment, a number of the volleyball standouts for the country are in the house. I also saw Miss Ashage Richards earlier, who plays on middle for the senior women's team, captains the UWI club team as well, and they are here supporting. Excellent set there, and that's teamwork right there. And Kawo, who really and truly is a basketballer, started playing with the UWI Mona volleyball team 3 weeks ago, and has been drafted into this UWI Games squad. Have an excellent jump, and Mr. James let that one fly outside as well. Very poor serving from the Mona team. They are serving very poorly. The only difference is that the open campus is not taking the invitation to chip away at some points from those poor service errors.
All right, Mr. Grant. So Mr. Leith, or one of our commentators has removed himself from the panel. He's been called to higher duties. Somewhat you'll probably hear him on the general PA in a bit. So he's gonna seemingly do some commentary for the match for all the persons in the audience to be able to hear. What we're doing for you is very special. You're getting a personal feed from us here from this live feed on the MonaMedia, MonaMedia feed. So what you're hearing is not for the general audience. So Mr. Lee seemingly will be giving that kind of commentary in short order. But Mr. Grant, get back to the ball-by-ball play. What just happened?
Well, just now there was a free ball sent over to the Mona team. As soon as that free ball came over, the liberos all over it. He sent it to Mr. Kamar Sigri, the setter, who distributed the ball outside to his wing attacker. In volleyball, we call it the outside, or we call him the power attacker. And he delivered, Mr. Tavaria Clark, hitting that ball cross-court, flush into position 6. And the block was there, but the block wasn't high enough to slow down the ball. There's a change being made as well. Gerard is being pulled for the man called Kido.
And
also
Kadeem,
a basketballer and a high jumper.
Kadeem O'Sullivan, and he did very well yesterday in the high jump competition, placing second. And he did well in the triple jump competition as well. Very, very, very strong athlete overall.
I don't think this young man has any single sport. I really and truly just believe he's an athlete.
And already.
And the gymnasium is going to go wild for that because he has a lot of fans. I think the only person with more fans than him in this gymnasium is Tafari Tolo, and Tolo isn't playing. So guess what? All the support is for the man called Kido.
And that's on the Mona side, all the support on the Mona side. But certainly Team Open Campus has a lot of supporters present too.
The Open Campus supporters are they're not their usual self. They're not making a lot of noise. I'm used to them making noise even when the ship is going down. But I guess we still have a lot of sets to play, so they don't believe this ship is down as yet. The team is dependent on them also. When you're playing on the court and your supporters are silent on you, it doesn't lift your spirit. When your supporters are behind you, they give you extra energy. They're a part of the team. There's the thing that we learned on Chancellor Hall, that unity is strength. And even the persons who are not playing but cheering must contribute to the win. They're vital to the team.
Definitely.
And as a result of the lack of support for the Open Campus team just now, the Mona Campus team has taken the first set very comfortably, not allowing the Open Campus team to get to 10 points. So right about now is just about 2 sets up for the Mona Campus. 1 more set to go. The Open Campus supporters cheering on the Open Campus players, letting them know we're still here. We have a support. I see Esther and her tambourine is out there. She's letting them know I'm still here for you. But we'd love for you to shake that tambourine and be there with them in the larger phase of the game.
Certainly so. So they're down 2 sets now. They're going to the third set. I'm going to see if I can actually talk to Miss Esther now. See if I could get some comments from her. Find out how she's feeling. And I want to also talk to somebody from UWI Mona, one of the supporters here. So tell us, you've been here for the full match. How are you feeling?
Well, I'm feeling quite fabulous. And let me just say, my team has executed wonderfully. Yes, love it, love it, love it.
And she's a sports enthusiast herself. She's a footballer, female footballer. And I might add that eventually we'll see her on the national side. I'm saying that from now. But a good friend of mine, we went to high school together. So let me move on to the Cave Hill side of things. So I heard, so Esther, your fans in the virtual world are saying that they're not hearing the tambourine. How you're not giving the vibe as you did yesterday in the matches. What's happening?
The tambourine been shaking all game. I don't know what feed you listening to, fella. But bring that mic over here because OC be lit tonight. OC supporters well lit tonight. We may be down, but we still got a lot to go. OC got nothing. Yeah. That's right, man.
So for the Open Campus fans who might have been concerned about Esther not shaking her tambourine as she did before, she is certainly here. She's certainly making up some noise. So the spirit, the team spirit is something that is enviable from Open Campus.
Yes.
What has driven this spirit in you guys? We want to know. Everybody wants to know.
It's a combination because we're from all over. We have, as said in the opening ceremony, I'm a bit hoarse. Yeah, I see I shout too much. As they say in the opening ceremony, OC has the most vibes out of all the campuses. It's pure vibes from all over, from Belize all the way to Trinidad and Tobago. You know,
So you can hear the excitement present here. Lots of supporters here. I'm seeing the female volleyball team from UWI Mona also represented here, giving support to Mona. So we're about to get the third set started. I want to see if we can possibly get some more comments quickly from other supporters in the audience present. How are you, miss?
I'm great.
All right, so you're being brought into the live feed here. What's your thoughts on the game so far? Who are you supporting? UWI
Well,
Mona?
I just came and I'm a Mona supporter.
All right, and how are you feeling about the match so far? It's the third set about to begin now.
I haven't seen much, but so far I'm impressed.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we're going to get the action back started once more. Mr. Tuller, let me bring in Mr. Tuller real quickly. How are you feeling about this match?
All right, this match is just
So Mr. Tuller being instructed out of the way. We're not going to stay long, but Tuller, just talk to us quickly about what you're seeing on the court, and then we're going to head back up to Mr. Grant for commentary.
So this match is the opening match for both Open Campus and UWI Mona in volleyball, and it's just a form to find themselves in this match. There's a next match to come after this, which will be the main match for the night that will decide, that can also decide whoever wins this competition. But this match is just a warm-up match for UWI Mona, as they're currently leading 2-0, 2 sets to 0.
All right, Tuller, thank you so much. And Tuller is our resident basketball analyst, and he's an avid sportsman overall. And we're going to be hearing a bit more from him later on when we pass by. So we're going to head back to the action on the court. Mr. O'Shane Grant is standing by to give us the ball-by-ball commentary. Open Campus is left down 2 sets at the moment to 0. So Mr. Grant is ready to give us more on the court action.
A kill there from Tavares Clark. The Open Campus have improved in terms of not allowing the points to just go so easily, but unfortunately the score is still 2-0. And the tambourine is loud again. And it's not only Esther's tambourine that is loud this time, Esther's voice is also loud this time around. The score is 1-2.
So Esther is certainly very, very, very present, giving her support.
Now, the only thing that is needed is for the forward just now is to relax and pass the ball. That was a relatively soft and easy roll into his lap. You just need to stay low and pass up the ball. Too jittery. Very disciplined sport. Every movement counts. Excellent set. That is a beautiful set.
So, Mr. Grant, there's another gentleman who's very close here. He is the marketing and communication manager at the Open Campus. I want to bring him in now. Here's a very avid volleyball spectator. So, talk to us, sir. How's the match going for you so far?
Well, obviously, the Open Campus team, as we can see, is not on the same level as the Mona team. You can see it in several ways in terms of the physical fitness, in terms of the precision of the plays and so on. So I think the reason for this scoreline is quite evident.
And we understand that, certainly, but we keep saying that that's a recurring factor. But what are some of the suggestions that you probably would have for the organizers or probably for other administrators to try and kind of reduce that issue that is present with the Open Campus for all the sports?
Yeah, so this is my first time experiencing the student games, and we have already started the conversation with the persons responsible for the Open Campus Academy of Sport in terms of some of the things that we can do so that in the next 2 years we can have a much better showing than we're having today.
All right, definitely. So we're looking forward to that, and all the best on your other competitions.
Thank you.
You saw here a while ago where the libero Karim Mag passed an excellent ball. Sigrid Bale set right out there to Shavar, and the end result was yes. And I see some Mona supporters here cheering on the Open Campus, celebrating that point to the Open Campus. And I love the level of camaraderie, the level of support. After all, they say it is one UWI The strategic plan, access, alignment, and agility. Overpass. And the referee, Seymour, just made a call there. I didn't know that Miss King was a violent individual, as was always going to be in that situation. As long as it's that the setter is forced to bail out a set, he's going to find the outside attacker. That's why he's the outside attacker. The dirty sets go to him, and he's expected to score them, and Mr. James has been scoring them. We have the first technical timeout of the third set, and the score is 8-3 in favor of UWI Mona. UWI Open Campus trailing by 5 points.
So far, for none of the matches we've had, we've seen competitive matches yet, yes, but we've not seen any to really turn the balance or the scale so far. Are you expecting that to come for the match that will follow next? O'Shane has somewhat drifted his attention to the music being played at the moment. But I'm gonna ask my question again. So we've seen exciting matches, yes, but we've not seen where we've had a team coming back up and switching somewhat the odds or the tables. Are you expecting that to come for the next match that's gonna be following?
As I stated sometime earlier, that the last game for today's proceedings, the volleyball game between St. Augustine and K. Vilman, is going to be intense. It's going to be a humdinger. It is going to determine who wins the championship for volleyball male. It is not going to be a walk in the park for any of the team. It's going to be guns blazing. And you want to see excitement? That's an exciting game, an exciting way to close out the day.
And thankfully, we're going to be here to bring you the live coverage, the live action for that game. So ensure that you, as I said, get your ice cream, get your popcorn.
Number 5 there, delivering a clean volley.
To ensure that you see that match.
The number 5 delivered a clean volley just now. The only difficulty resulting in the fact that the number 4 didn't quite connect with it. Not a bad pass, ball set. Libero to defend. As expected, ball going C. And Davai did it just now by finishing that ball. And I hear compliments going out for the number 8 that he tried. He tried very hard a while ago to defend that ball. It just wasn't to be. Davai Palmer to serve. Outside. And he sends that one on a vacation right outside. Open Campus to serve. Number 12 with the serve. Tavaria passes the ball. Ball set to Kiddo. Kiddo hits that ball flush inside. And the captain querying just now as to how is it that Mona got the ball just now, but the ball was inside. Overpass from the libero, Karim Mag, resulting in the number 4 stuffing the ball. 50-50 challenge against Kamar Sigri. Double. So Sigrid doubled the ball there a while ago. The first official, Seymour, wasn't going to miss that one. Open campus to serve. I'm not sure he's aware that he's gaining points for his team. 6 serving 11. Sends across a nice serve, good pass. Tavario Clark going for the line shot. And that's a kill. And ball is outside. Open campus to serve. The number 5 have been having a very good game. He has been setting, he has been running through the middle. He has been doing almost everything for this team. And it seems as if the decision now is that they are going to be using the 4-2 rotation instead. And that is a kill there from the man Cabo. Sigri deciding to run the middle. And that's a kill. You see consistently that for most of these teams, whenever it is that there's a perfect set, it's almost guaranteed that the middle blocker is going to get the set. Score now is 14-7. UWI Mona up by 2 sets. Kamar Sigri to serve. See an open campus up here today, shouting to the team that all it needs is one pass. A volleyballer himself used to represent the St. Augustine team. It seems as if he's now an administrator at the open campus team because he's not playing, but was a very good volleyballer. He played outside.
Oh, how the tables have turned.
There is now a competition on the Mona team in the middle of the court between Mr. Seeley and Cabo. Both are middle blockers, but at the moment, Seeley is playing on the right side, and Cabo, who went for the same ball a while ago. We are at the second technical timeout, so it is 16-7. I hope the open campus can remain in high spirit. They are representing themselves well here today. It is 11 years of academic excellence, 11 years of outstanding leadership that is currently competing against 71 years of built leadership and experience, 71 years of prowess. The Mona campus is indeed the oldest campus of the 4 campuses, and the open campus is the youngest of all the 4 campuses. We have a proposal currently on the table to create a 5th campus and make the campus in Antigua the 4th landed campus. It's a proposal. You know what they say, access, alignment, and agility. And the games are just a means of ensuring that we bridge the gap between the academics and the social side of the school.
That's right. So Mr. Grant giving us a hint there, a bit of the strategic plan of the University of the West Indies, and you can certainly check that out online. It's very important for all of us to be aware of the position where the University of the West Indies wants to see itself. It's in the top 5 of the universities within the world. It's in the top rank of universities in the world, so certainly we want to have that as a part of the knowledge that we have about our university. So it's 17-7 the score, and we are in the 3rd set, and 2 sets are already in favor of Mona, and Mona is poised at the moment to possibly have the 3rd set in their favor. So O'Shane, back to you.
Now, the timeout taken by the open campus. The Mona team have somewhat a foot off the gas. The score is 18-7. And at this moment, I think most persons are saying, let us see the big game. And the crowd is going wild. I think this era of music is beyond me. This is her type of music, sir.
My type of music? Listen, music is something that is universal. So I wouldn't say I have a particular type of music. I love music, but I think, Mr. Grant, you seem to be a party man yourself, and having orchestrated many parties as a guild president. Of course, this music would probably be rocking, as you've been saying, the old bones.
I don't remember who wrote the play and echo in the bone, but certainly when the music hits, I feel no pain.
And I think it's a Caribbean thing, not just us here in Jamaica, but music overall transcends the entire region, and it's a good thing that we are a melting pot of different countries coming together here at the UWI Games. 4 campuses, 10 days, 10 games. The UWI Games 2019, and it's now 19 points in favor of Mona at the moment. If you're just joining us, welcome to our coverage of the volleyball match between Open Campus and Mona. These are the gentlemen. The ladies would have been earlier, and later on we're going to be having a match with St. Augustine and Cave Hill contending. So Shane Grant is going to be giving some more action as to what's happening on the court. 20-7 are the scores in favor of Mona. Just 5 more points needed to seal this match, or seal the fate of Mona as the winners of this match. Mr. Grant?
I'm expecting them to get 5 points comfortably. Excellent set there. Excellent swing. Good block. I'm not sure what the official is signaling for just now. Whenever it is that you are blocking, you're allowed to put your arm across the net. It is recommended that you do so. I see here just now, walking in the stand, is Mr. Walters, a senior member of the national senior volleyball team. And I know you want to say he went to St. Diego. I know you want to say.
I wanted to ensure that I added that very important bit as to the importance of him being a Raven himself, a man from St. Diego. But we want to bring him into our commentary. He's just joining us for the game. He would have missed the first half of the game, but welcome to our coverage, sir. How are you doing?
I'm doing great.
All right, so you would have missed the coverage and the action on the court, but we're in the third set at the moment, but what would have been your expectation before even seeing the match? You wouldn't have seen the match, but hearing that this match is going to be played, what would have been your expectation?
Well, my expectation was that I know that Mona is a strong team, and I was expecting, of course, Mona to win this game easily, 3-0.
All right, so as a national man yourself, as a player, what would be going through your mind if you were on the Open Campus side of things?
Well, still try to focus and play our game. I think what happened in the game is that Open Campus is not actually controlling the ball on their half of the court. So that's where all the errors are being made. So they just need to focus, get everything in together, and they should try and see if they can get a momentum and try and push for a 4th set.
All right, so 23-10 the scores. We're going to ask you to stay with us for the rest of the coverage. We're going to have another match at 8 o'clock, and we're hoping that you're going to be with us so you can be from the beginning here to give us some live action, some live commentary on the match. So we have the resident man, Mr. O'Shane Grant, and a national player here who has joined us, and he's going to be giving us some commentary as we go along. Just 2 more points required for this match to be further in favor of Mona, and they just got 1 more point there, so it's 24-10 the scores. Mr. Grant?
Well, at this particular time, Mona is not even just in the driving seats. They're getting ready to park the bus. They're getting ready to say nobody can cross it.
So we're moving from flying planes to talking about buses now?
Well, let's just say we're the cultural space that we're living in, which is Jamaica. We do have a great deal of expressions and sayings, and they happen to go beyond mere borders of just news, but they are a part of our daily expressions. I don't know if you remember the saying, nobody can cross it or the bus can swim. But, I mean, like music, our cultural jokes survive. And it's not the best way to lose a game. It's 25-11, serving the ball outside. Mona secures yet another victory. And somebody said to me earlier today, like, Mona is going to take it home. And I do want for Mona to win these games.
So the scores are done, 25 for Mona. This brings this match to an end here in favor of Mona. So 3 sets in favor of Mona here, and as usual they're doing the customary handshake, exercising sportsmanship. So Shane, this match here, the 3rd volleyball match for the day. What's your take on the volleyball competition as a sum total?
It's not the highest I've seen it for over the years. It's normally more competitive. And at the moment, you do know that it will improve, and I promise you that the game that is coming afterwards is going to be very intense. It's going to be a very high intense game, and you do know that at the end of the day, it's not only about the sport itself, it's about giving our students an opportunity to compete against each other, to build camaraderie. I'm sure that persons will leave here having lasting friendships and making a number of friends. I certainly would have experienced that while being in the Guild Council as a councillor, meeting persons from other Caribbean islands, and certainly playing against them as well, added to it as well. So at these days, I'm not even so much consider myself to be a nationalist, but more of a regionalist. And the game is supposed to ensure that we develop that sort of cultural identity, not just for the University of the West Indies, but for the entire Caribbean region. And the game is not so much about who wins, but about the identity of the university.
Definitely. So I made a comment at the start of the game saying that one could almost call this a mini Olympics of the region, because there's nothing quite like its kind. To be honest, there is Carifta, yes, but Carifta stops at a particular age. But persons of different ages, different backgrounds coming together, it's almost like the regional Olympics, you could call it. What say you?
It is, if there was ever going to be a regional Olympics, I'm most certain that it would have been directed and driven forward by the University of the West Indies. I think one of the most functional associate arms of CARICOM is the University of the West Indies, and we continue to deliver, we continue to play our part in ensuring that we not only provide 70 years of service and 70 years of leadership, but we hope to provide for hundreds of years to come 70 years of excellent service to this region, which is what we aim to deliver, not only academically, but as a region and in sports as well.
So if you're wondering how this man sounds like a politician, former guild president, and of course, I want to say aspiring politician, but I don't even want to use the term aspiring, because this man is there. He's already entrenched in it. So after paying attention to this game keenly, what say you? What advice would you give to either team going forward?
Open campus, you have 2 games left to play, and only thing that you need to do is just look on back at this game, hope somebody was doing some footage for you. Look back at the footage, look at the areas you're weak in, and try and strengthen on those areas. You're not a bad serving team, continue to serve. You realize that you're weak in passing the ball. The next training session you have before your game, spend some time working on your passing. If it is that you look on the video and you decide that we weren't attacking enough, spend most of the training session. I think it's an hour that is given. So take 15 minutes and work on your attacking. Take another 15 work on your passing, and try and get everything else to come together. For the Mona team, look back on the video and say, hey, we didn't play the strongest of teams. But guess what? When we look on it, we were weak in these areas, and we tighten on these things. We had a number of passing errors. We need to fix those passing errors, get more balls, run in the place, and get those things going, and you should have a different team coming out to play the next games.
All right, and with that said, definitely it's a good thing that we're streaming live here. The teams will be able to see exactly what their play-by-play action, because we're streamed live here on MonaMedia, so definitely you're going to be tuning in. So giving a final shout out to everyone who is tuned into our live, still tuned into our live, 49 persons present. We want to say a big shout out to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you staying with us, and please ensure that you join us again at 8 p.m. As I said, get your popcorn, get your ice cream. Mr. Gunn said that this is going to be probably the most exciting match that we've seen today for volleyball, so you do not want to miss that action. And thankfully, we here on UWI MonaMedia, we have that coverage for you live. So stay tuned. I'm Javon Keys. Ocean Grant is here, and we're going to be back later on for the action. So stay with us, and we're going to have a national player joining us later on as well for more coverage. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.